Hey everybody, welcome back to Dividend Stockpile. And today we're starting a brand new series called the Daily Dividend News, where I'm going to talk about the most important dividend news of the day so you can get your dividend fix. And we'll just use a little bit of sarcasm as we do it. So let's get started. Today is Monday, August 25th, 2025, and I have four topics I want to cover with you in this short daily update. The first one has to do with Intel, and the government announcing that they're going to be purchasing an almost 10% stake in Intel. Now, I know this came out over the weekend, but since it's Monday, it's the first trading day, I wanted to go ahead and talk about it. So it says Intel and Trump administration reached historic agreement to accelerate American technology and manufacturing leadership. All right, so the government is making an $8.9 billion investment, and it's going to be using some of the funds from the U.S. CHIPS and Science Act, which was announced earlier in the year. And then they're also going to be doing an additional $2.2 billion in CHIPS grants from that program. So a total of $11.1 billion. And one thing that I was looking at is it's not a purchase of the shares on the secondary market. This is actually a primary purchase. So Intel is going to be issuing new shares to the government for this purchase. One of the things I found most interesting, and again, I'm not a Intel shareholder, but it is going to be at a price of less than the market value is today. So they agreed to purchase 433.3 million primary shares of Intel stock at a price of $20.47. Now, the current market price of a share of Intel stock is way over 20.47. So they're buying it at a discount, which means it's going to be a drag on the price tag of Intel. Additionally, they have the ability to do a 5-year warrant where they can purchase up to another 5% of Intel at $20 a share. Again, well under the current market value. So it's hard to know what exactly this means, if it's hopefully a vote of confidence from the administration on Intel and their future, or if it's a bailout. Time will tell. Intel has been struggling for a long time, so it's very interesting that the government chose to invest in this company, but we'll have to wait and see what comes of it. All right, next up in the news today for dividend investors is Keurig Dr Pepper agreed to acquire JDE Peet's, which is a global coffee brand. Okay, so what's going to be happening is the brand new company that they're spinning off is going to be a global coffee company. They don't have a formal name yet, but it's going to be a pure play, cash generative global coffee powerhouse, it says. It's going to have multiple coffees, including Keurig, Jacobs, Laura, and Peet's. And it'll also be a global franchise, and it's going to include the single serve as well as all the other products that they have around the world. Okay, and then the next company is going to be the beverage company. And those are the ones you originally would expect to hear about from the Dr. Pepper side of things. So you're talking about Dr. Pepper, Canada Dry, 7-Up, A&W, all the ones, the soft drinks and things like that we're all used to. So again, it's going to combine the two companies together and then split them off, combining Keurig Dr. Pepper's coffee business into the new business along with JDE Peet's, and then all the remaining beverages are going to stay under the what they call Beverage Co., which is a growth-oriented beverage challenger. So looking at their brand names, obviously they're not the top player here in the United States. That's General Coca-Cola, and then you have Pepsi on top of it, plus all the other energy drinks and things like that are out there. So while it's going to be a stronger company altogether, it still does have a long way to go to be the market leader. All right, so next up, I found this quite interesting, but it's a news article today says that Trump says that they will reduce drug prices by 1,500%. What, besides the math part of it, that's a very interesting thing. And as a dividend investor, it will affect some of our pharma companies. So let's take a look at what that's all about. So it says that Trump is basically upset that we get charged so much here in the United States for our drugs compared to other places in the world. And he has been going and setting a deadline at the end of September 2025 for all the big pharma companies, so your Johnson & Johnson's, your Merck's, your AbbVie's, things like that, to actually come through and reduce prices for U.S. If they don't agree to the lower prices, there can be tariffs and things like that they're looking to use as a punishment. So again, it's hard to know exactly what will come of it. We still have a couple months before it happens. But again, companies that will be affected is AstraZeneca, Bristol Myers Squibb, GSK, Merck, Novartis, Roche, Sanofi, AbbVie, Johnson & Johnson. The names go on and on. So it's nothing that's going to affect you today, but if you're looking at the pharma prices, this is probably why it went down today, because he announced this September 29th deadline to lower the prices. All right, and then last up, is quite interesting as a dividend investor is Walgreens Boots Alliance, WBA. It's going to stop trading come this Wednesday. It used to be a darling of the dividend investment community, but over the last couple of years, it's definitely had its struggles. It's cut its dividend, and share price has gone down a lot. Earlier in the year, it was announced that it was going to be taken private at $11.45 per share by this group called Sycamore. But officially it's going to happen on this coming Wednesday, and no longer will Walgreens Boots Alliance be on the public stock exchange. So, sad end to a once glorious name, but we saw it coming, and of course the announcement that was a few months ago, we all should have known. But again, starting on Wednesday, after Wednesday close, it's not going to be available on the market anymore. Well, I hope you like that update. I'm going to be coming back to you every Monday through Friday with the news of the day. If you like this new format, this new style, please give it a like and a comment saying what you like and what you may not like and what you'd like to see in the future. Again, I'll be putting one of these out Monday through Friday, each business day. And thank you for tuning in, and we'll talk soon.